enhance, 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 enhance,
What is
enhance.
this? What kind of camera is this? With over 500 crime-focused TV shows out there, they've done anything and everything to try to stand out from the pack, including using technology to solve difficult cases. Unfortunately, some of the errors that they've made involving computers, phones, and anything else digital go beyond creative license to the point of outright inaccuracy. And to help us break down some of these scenes, we've got, of course, my co-host Luke from The WAN Show and Wendell from Level 1 Techs, who are gonna be telling us what they did wrong and, who knows, maybe if they did something right. We're gonna be kicking things off with NCIS, a show that's been running for 22 seasons and over 450 episodes.
Considering where you found this baby, there's no way I'm just gonna jam it into our network.
Which would explain the purpose of this contraption.
The laptop isolates the SD card, and the cage isolates the laptop from the rest of our network.
That is actually not terrible.
Completely unreasonable and ridiculous, but possible.
No, it's not, because she plugged in the SD card to a powered-on system before closing the Faraday cage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Because that's the plot hole.
And does she have a wireless mouse?
Yep.
To go into a
Laptop.
a laptop that's in a Faraday cage?
That's a bit of a problem.
McGee would put up a virus scanner, and
Okay, analyzing the files without opening them, that's not unreasonable.
That's not how you scan a virus, though.
No.
I mean, I guess that's how you do if you're a badass.
build a firewall.
No, that's not how
Build
you...
a firewall.
So she's manually typing this, okay.
Okay. Here, kitty, kitty. Should have gone with the shark.
I don't think that it would work like that.
No. Wait, didn't they? No.
The firewall.
It ate right through it, and then it bypassed the cage through the power cord. Whatever can
Bypass
do
the
this,
cage through the power cord?
If you're networking through the power cord, obviously.
Well, hold on a second.
It's a laptop.
Did she ever actually plug the laptop into power? Something is plugged into it.
And going through the hole.
Yes, the laptop is plugged in, which isn't really the question anyway.
Doesn't solve much.
Why would you build a firewall if it was not connected, not supposed to be connected to the...
Why wouldn't it just always be on?
right through it.
Well, it shouldn't even be connected to the network if you're just inspecting a local...
Whatever can do this, I am gonna need help to stop it, and fast.
So would I.
Yeah, none of those things work that way.
No, but you know what does work? Is this message from our sponsor, Tello. Get super affordable phone plans with awesome freebies and excellent customer service from Tello. Stay tuned to learn more about how you can be saving money with their custom plans, or you can learn more at the link in the video description. Next up, we've got another scene from NCIS.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
That was almost a real blue screen.
That blue screen is from like what?
95.
Hold on, what did the 3.1 blue screen look like? No.
No.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just a blue screen.
My computer just crashed. Oh, I've lost everything. Damn it.
Not really how that works. You can have a blue screen and all your data is still there. I mean, you lost probably what you were working on.
This level of freakout would not be warranted until you reboot and it's like, can't
Yeah.
find boot device.
Yeah.
She's running Windows 3.1 though, so autosave's not really a thing.
Well, you know, it's really not possible to lose everything. Mind if I take a look?
Oh.
This paper's too important. I need somebody that actually knows what they're doing.
Well,
Fucking
McGee's
got him.
pretty good with computers. Among his degrees, he has a master's in computer forensics from MIT.
Oh, that's too bad.
Is that a degree?
I looked at going to MIT and it was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. The lady that I was talking to was like, no, we don't give out master's degrees. It's a consolation prize for not getting your PhD. So if you come to MIT, you have to be all in on the PhD. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
So you're saying he's a loser, essentially.
Yeah.
Wow.
The loserest of winners.
Brags.
You know, with all the weight you've lost, I didn't think you could throw that much shade. You look great.
To quote the agent that'll walk in here with him, a functional mute. I suggest you don't mess with him too much.
What is he typing?
Into a blue, the blue screen's still there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really hard on your wrists too.
All right, there we go. There is your
I
file.
love the sounds.
Yeah.
Autosave was turned off, so I took the liberty of enabling it every 60 seconds. Shouldn't have the problem again.
Autosave will prevent blue screens. You heard it here first.
Right, but she didn't have autosave on, so how did he recover it?
Magic.
Is that a 12 core?
16 with a 10 meg pipe. I need the faster response times for the newer online.
By power? Oh, everything's wrong so far. I'm just skipping over that. Is that an iPower logo? No one talks this way.
I mean, if it's from a point in time where 10 meg was a lot, you wouldn't say 16 core. It would have been like
No.
a dual 8 core or something, or quad 4 core.
Yeah, and you would almost never, if someone compliments your tower, go number of CPU cores, internet speed.
There's a lot of people after my high scores.
That's not how that works.
You're competing head to head for latency to matter. You're not trying to set a high score and then uploading it. Does she need to upload her high score really fast?
You hold the high score in virtually every massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
They don't really, MMOs don't have high scores.
What?
Some modern MMOs actually do sort of have scoring.
This came out in 2010.
No, this was still sort of a thing back then, actually.
Sure, could you have the most money in EVE Online?
EVE Online had kill boards back then, though.
Sure.
You could.
She didn't have time to play any other game then.
Unreal Tournament didn't really have that.
Yeah, virtually every MMO. That just means you're cheating.
You single-handedly killed the entire skank horde from Isle of Cardias and Blood Fun 6.
That sounds like Eve.
The least of this problems is that a 16-core processor didn't exist at that point. If you're wondering at this point, how do these scenes end up so inaccurate? You're not the only one, and according to this very old Reddit post, they do it on purpose as a fun competition to see who can create the best, worst IT scene. Roughly 90% of the audience of these shows don't know better or simply don't care anyway. The example they gave is those awful zoom enhance scenes. So why don't we take a look at some of those?
Isn't this a reflection on the decay of society?
There's a reflection.
But there's no pixels. Ah, the pixels. It doesn't work that way.
Oh my god!
This would be all just large language model hallucination at this point.
Yeah.
It didn't work that way then. It doesn't really work that way now.
If every once in a while a psychic can contribute to solving a case, maybe an AI hallucination can do the same thing. I mean, a stop clock is right twice a day, baby.
I can tell by these 4 pixels, it's this specific logo. Good job, AI. It's like, wait a minute.
This is the security camera at the underwear store. Freeze there. Rotate us 75 degrees around the vertical, please.
Oh, that doesn't.
Freeze there.
Okay.
But none of that works.
Do you know how many cameras it takes to do that at a sports ball game?
You should watch the behind the scenes on The Matrix and see how many cameras they use for bullet time. It takes that many.
Computer, take us around to the other side.
It can hypothesize, Chris.
Yeah?
Can you rotate us 75 degrees around the vertical, please?
What do you think it is?
That's a 3D model.
Did these guys predict AI hallucinations? I think he said, like, can we bring it around the other side? And he said, it can hypothesize.
It can hypothesize.
That made me dumber.
Rotate. Zoom in. Remove occupant. Frisk. Enhance pants vector D7.
What?
Isolate pocket content.
What kind of camera is this?
Enhance. Enhance.
This is the final level of enhancing.
Enhance. Meet me at the strip club tonight. It all goes down. XOXO.
Okay.
I don't think that's.
I don't even mind that one. That is so obviously taking the piss. A lot of them, I actually don't believe that Reddit post. I think they actually just have no idea what they're talking about.
You've been trolled.
That one was, okay, clearly parodying, yes. Moving on, CSI has had over 800 episodes over the years, which makes you think, surely, they must be getting better at this, right?
So, what do we know about this Apollo?
You know that
That IP looks reasonable in the background, and the mail header looks reasonable in the background.
All right.
And that actually is AOL from the early 2000s.
This IP is slightly less reasonable, but sure.
Oh yeah, that was not reasonable.
You know that garbage, those numbers at the bottom of every email?
Yeah.
It's actually a unique number that registers the location of the sender's terminal.
Kind of.
An address?
Internet protocol address. CSI has access. 7 different IP addresses means you use 7 different computers.
Well, that is for one email, no.
No.
That's strange.
Could be a network.
That's not that strange. I have 7 computers. Also, no.
This is all very believable conversation, though.
So you're saying the dialogue is good,
Yeah.
even if the tech is terrible?
Well, no, the tech isn't necessarily terrible. You can look up the IP addresses that someone accessed your service from, and then they could misunderstand how it works.
It's also true that only in the last 5 or 6 years, from your mail headers, like if you use Outlook or a client program, not the web, that it's only just gotten to the point where it removes the name of your computer from the mail header.
And it's clearly ancient.
Yeah, if it was multiple emails and they were compiling this, yes, but you wouldn't have all of this in one email.
Oh yeah, and they've just got like straight up the address of the prison. Nice. IP address doesn't like exactly pinpoint the address that you're at.
In the case of a prison, it might.
Registered.
But why would that prison have all these different IPs?
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
For weeks, I've been investigating the Cabby Killer murders with a certain morbid fascination.
I mean, that does look like a shitty alternative news site.
Sure.
Real time. I'll create a GUI interface using Visual Basic. See if I can track an IP address.
Whoa.
I mean, I could use a salad shooter to try to make some mulch for my flower bed.
I'll create a GUI interface using Visual Basic. See if I can track an IP address.
If it weren't for my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college.
That just doesn't mean anything.
It's definitely been the case that when someone that I knew was trying to do something that was more advanced than their skills, it was like, hang on a minute, let me just give you a GUI to let you play with it. There you go. Good luck.
Do you need to make it in Visual Basic?
That would be only if I were trying to punish myself.
Yeah.
Dante and Brooke are both in this shot. Means somebody else is filming.
Means there's a third player, Walter. Can you zoom in on that?
They didn't have selfie cameras yet. Whoa.
Wow.
What just happened?
What is that? Oh, that's an iPhone 4. That would not be happening on an iPhone 4.
What just happened? Yeah, Apple doesn't allow you to do that, which is one of my big pet peeves with iOS.
You can't zoom on photos?
They artificially limit how much. And they have this awful animation that's like, nya, 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 nya. It's one of those little things that just, it doesn't really matter. I can put it on my computer and I can look at it there. But why? It's like, Wendell, did you know that you cannot lock an iPhone to landscape?
Really? Why?
Because you. That's why.
Sounds like Apple.
You can lock an iPad.
But not an iPhone.
But not an iPhone. So that's one of the reasons that we have issues with our prompters all the time. Sorry, I'm okay.
Okay, I just ran a diagnostic on the bomb. It's the tablet's ringer that's the detonator. I think I can write a script and just tell the ringer not to ring.
Crumb, it's not even you can write that much code from scratch.
Did you guys see how fast that progress bar was moving?
It's the detonator. I think I can write a script and just tell the ringer not to ring.
Crumb, it's not even you can write that much code from scratch.
Bomb went
He's
off.
dead.
Yeah.
Better idea, Nelson?
Actually, I do. I saw an exploit on Tobin's site. It's a piece of malware that turns off cell phone ringers.
He's gonna need to update that code adjusted to the tablet.
Yeah, but the framework should still be the same. Crummets, I'm sending it to you now.
Okay, this might actually work.
Also, if it's just like the tablet and the little wire is going to the plastique, like, I'm probably going to take a chance in ripping the wire
Just
out of the
snip it.
plastique.
Yeah.
Like, does it go to the blasting cap? If I pull on that, does the blasting cap let go? Like, that seems reasonable.
Can you comment on it using the same framework?
If you had a piece of malware that was like, say, a piece of iOS malware, and
Sure.
it turned off the ringer, that might not be implausible, but that's really a stretch.
Right.
Compiling it is going to take more time than you have.
Right.
And also, Apple, like the certificates and like, there's a certain amount of suffering that you have to go through as an iOS developer that I don't know why people put up with it. Makes me want to stab myself in the temple with an LTT screwdriver.
I've got one right here. It's our upcoming precision driver.
Hey, you know what will stop the pain? An LTT screwdriver to the temple.
Just passed 742,000.
Crummets, did it work?
Nope, definitely did not work.
How could he even have tried it already?
Yeah, just importing the certificate takes longer than that.
Oh, it's speeding up. Whatever this is.
Crazy. Unbelievable. Someone DDoSed the site.
What?
Apparently the bomb is somehow linked to a web page that's getting traffic.
But denial of service, you would have no traffic.
Oh yeah, that would stop it eventually. Like you'd have a lot of traffic and then you'd have none.
Maybe the reason why the bomb hasn't gone off is it's not a progress bar. It's an active users bar.
Uh-huh.
So it was going up quickly in that one scene, but it might have gone down. And now they're DDoSing it to make it go back up again.
They're private key, but this thing has more logic bombs in it than Stuxnet.
Okay, can you walk us through a logic bomb?
A logic bomb is when you have a program that has something in it that you're unlikely to encounter in normal operation, but when you do encounter that, the program does something completely unexpected. It's like a booby trap in the program. So like if somebody enters a username that is completely unexpected, it's like, oh, that's this user. Let me just go erase a disk.
If we're not super careful, we could easily destroy it. What the hell are you doing?
Why interrogate the prisoner when you can just look inside her brain?
Not unreasonable.
I actually love this.
Don't do that to get a hard drive, though. That was a hard drive, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. And also, when they access whatever files on this hard drive, they're still gonna have to deal with your logic bomb.
But, in general, finally someone went for a direct approach. Good job.
We'll scan the data as
That's a little too direct.
All right.
Little too direct.
Where's your clean room, buddy?
Stop.
Where's your gloves?
It was going so well.
So when you open a hard drive, it's now dead.
Also, where is her LTT precision screwdriver kit?
Yeah, she just sort of like slid it off.
That came apart more easily than that iPad.
We'll scan the data as read-only, then search the disk image to extract the key.
Bypassing all the logic bombs.
I thought you said this was going to be...
That is not how an encryption key can be obtained.
Actually, the better way to obtain an encryption key is like if the machine is running and it's decrypted, you could turn it off and use liquid nitrogen or an air compressor that's turned upside down to freeze the memory and read the memory. That is actually a forensic device that law enforcement has.
But the system would have to still work. You would have had to not take a hammer to it. It would have to still be powered when you do that, so that there is some hope that that data is still in the volatile memory.
I figured out a way to track Captain Cold.
How?
The Cold Gun is powered by an engine control unit, a microcomputer that regulates air-to-fuel ratio so the subcooled fluid in the chambers don't overflow and...
explode.
Right.
That's plausible enough.
Yeah, there's computers and everything regulating everything.
This ECU was receiving updates wirelessly from my tablet. If I boost the signal using Central City's network and send a false update, we'll get a ping back, and then...
That doesn't work that way.
Boosting a signal is not how you get an update.
And ECUs don't usually work. It's like, is it because you were running an open Wi-Fi network and it connected to an open Wi-Fi network? In which case, how did you know?
Are they trying to find it? Is that what they're doing? Or are they trying to like...
This ECU was receiving updates wirelessly from my tablet.
Was receiving them from the tablet.
Central City's network and send a false update, we'll get a ping back, and then...
Oh, okay.
I think they're trying to find it and they're out of range, so it might make some amount of sense.
First, I have to hack into the city's network, so I don't know, 30 minutes maybe?
I can do it in less than one. When it comes to hacking, I'm the fastest woman alive. Oh, that was not as badass as I pictured. All right.
Doesn't look like that.
Are you kidding?
What is she even typing into?
Nothing.
She's not typing anything.
All right. I'm in. Are you kidding?
Maybe she was controlling the windowing system from like a... No, I don't know.
That one was okay, other than the I'm the fastest in the world scene. It wasn't great. I don't know how they're gonna find it based on what they did.
I mean, you might have been able, if you're connected to like, if the city had Wi-Fi all over the city and you didn't have MAC address rotation, then you could ask the network controller like, which access point has this MAC address and get close.
Yeah.
But you've got MAC address rotation working against you, and also it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but you know what does work like that? This segue to our sponsor, Tello. In the ever-connected digital age, everyone deserves an affordable phone plan that they can trust and that suits their needs. Enter Tello Mobile. Their build-your-own plan lets you customize the perfect phone plan for your lifestyle and budget, with options like 2 gigs plus unlimited talk and text for $10 a month, or unlimited everything for just $25 a month. And that's not all. Tello offers freebies like hotspot, Wi-Fi calling, and unlimited texts. Plus, they just launched international roaming, so even your vacation is covered. They even have individual plans for your family members with no shared balance or extra cost per line, making it easy to manage up to 10 different lines, all under one account. And for you socialites out there, you can get 10 Tello dollars per friend that you refer. Switching to Tello is super easy. Just order online, pop in your SIM, and you're done. You can even port over your old number so your contacts don't think they're getting spam called. Anyway, go check out Tello's custom plans using our link in the video description. Massive thank you to Wendell from Level 1 Techs for joining us today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, leave a like and maybe check out the last time we did it, which was definitely a completely different day.
Yes.
Never mind that we're all wearing the same clothes. Some of it from LTTstore.com.
We did it by hacking.